Quick update. Um, I think the last time I uploaded here was around December. So at that time, I had gone to Thailand for vacation, and I was around 90 kg, right? And you know how it is when you're on vacation, you think you're going to stay disciplined and maintain your cut and find alternatives and this and that and the other. But like by the middle of the vacation, I was just like, hey, there's a nice restaurant down the road. I think they got cannoli. Let's go have a couple. But that was fine for vacation, right? The thing is, after I came back from January up until May, it was something psychologically just kind of broke. I think after a year, over a year, or like a year and a half of being like on a strict 1,800 calorie a day deficit, it just became psychologically unsustainable. And man, I was just, I got carb cravings. I did late night snacking. I did the screw it, I'm going to restart Monday kind of things over the weekend. And it was bad, man, because, not only was it upsetting that I couldn't maintain that cut, but also like you start kind of looking down on yourself, right? You're like, is this where I revert back to the old ways? Am I doomed? Is attaining an elite physique strictly reserved for people that were somehow born with a stronger intestinal fortitude than I have? They're just more motivated. They're smarter, better looking, and they walk on water, and I'm just not one of them. Like why? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, am I gonna go back to the same piece of shit I always was? But yeah, I don't know. It was rough. The weight went from 90 to 90 freaking 5. All right. If you are on Imperial, 5 kg, that's like 12 pounds. All right. So like double it and like add a little more, add like 1/5 more. Anyway, so I don't know what happened, but around May, about like 6 weeks ago, it just, at some point, it reversed. I don't know. It was psychological, subconscious, whatever you want to call it. So early May, I think like the second week of May, I had gained zero point 0.3 kg because I was gaining zero point 0.2, zero point 0.3 kg. Let's say, let's say half a pound every week on average, right? And then the week after, I dropped zero point 0.3 kg. And then the week after, I dropped zero point 0.7, then zero point 0.8. And ever since then, zero point 0.8, zero point 0.8. Yeah. Which is almost like 2 pounds a week, which is like the threshold for like healthy fat loss reduction. Anything over 2 pounds per week consistently, you're probably doing something too much and it's going to backfire on your ass sooner or later. So, anyway, I've been doing great, man. Like it just somehow went away. Like the psychological need to kind of reward myself at the end of the day because I deserve something, right? The the hunger pangs have gone away. I don't know, man. I don't know, but things are going well, and I'm not tinkering with it now. Two things worth mentioning. I had to make a small sacrifice temporarily. Dare I even say it? But I'll be out of the gym for like the 5 6 weeks temporarily. The thing is, you're supposed to go to the gym to maintain the muscle that you have, right? But that's not what I was doing, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. If I go in the gym, I'm in there, like any gym bro is. I'm in there to what? To test the limits of my human endurance and consider the nature of reality while I quote Nietzsche in my head while I do arm curls, right? Otherwise, who even am I? But you're supposed to go there and just be like, okay, I'm just supposed to, it's supposed to be challenging, but not too challenging. I'm not here to be Schwarzenegger, right? But I couldn't do it, and it was really taxing my recovery. I think it's part of partly contributed to like me getting hit by hunger, hunger catching up with me. So temporarily, I haven't been in the gym for the past 5 6 weeks, which I know is dumb. It's like, bro, you could still go there like twice a freaking week, right? You could even go there once a damn week, just do full body, right? Or you could go there three times a week, just do low reps, high weights. God, those words, low reps, high weights. Yeah. But even just do that. I know I could. Maybe also got a little lazy. I'd sue me. It's been a year and a half of this freaking cut. It's been a year and a half of this crap. I started at like what was it, 112 kg? What the hell is 112 kg in times 246 pounds. Bro, I ain't 6 feet tall. Okay, tall enough to steal your girl, but I ain't 6 feet tall. So, and now I'm at 89 kg, which is 195. Okay. So anyway, I believe that's part of the factors that stabilized it. And also another thing, I've been drinking coffee like a motherfucker. Like I'm so sick and tired of water. I mean, there's water in this anyway, right? I know it's not pure H2O, but obviously there's water in this. I have like three, four of these a day. It's Nescafe packets. Obviously the like just black coffee, right? None of that nasty flavored shit they got. And when I'm done with this, by like 2, 3 p.m., I switch to Monster, zero sugar, the 0 calorie one, right? Another two, three, four of those. I know that's insane amounts of caffeine, but you know what? I feel nothing. It doesn't. Caffeine has never made me like feel awake or alert or even like just never. It's never done anything for me. That's not entirely true. There have been times when like I would have like if I had enough coffee, like 2 or like 3 cups back when I wasn't drinking it regularly, I might eventually a couple of hours later get like a burst of energy and then like I'm all jittery. But even that happened kind of rarely. I never understood how people like they wake up in the morning and they're like, "Oh, don't even talk to me until I've had my coffee." What the fuck? Like, are your eyes open that you're awake? How does coffee help? But for me, I guess it's more like a ritual. It's more like a psychological crutch. It's like I have something interesting to do because drinking something it's not a one time time bound activity that lasts like 5 minutes and like it's like okay I'm done. It just goes on throughout the day. You just keep sipping, right? So maybe the coffee has something to do with the hunger suppression. They say caffeine is a appetite suppressant. I don't know. I wouldn't attribute it all to that. Might very well have something to do with it. But the point is, between me kind of chilling out a little bit with like the heavy ass lifting, and I guess me just downing all this darn coffee, I've been doing really really good. And did I mention I also cut out 200 calories. So now I went from 1800 to 1600 calories. And for a long time, I was like, man, if I cut out 200 calories more, that might be like too low. Like the deficit is too large, and then hunger will catch up with me. Then I'm going to mess up, blah, blah, blah. For whatever reason, it's working fine. It's working fine. So basically, right now, we got a stable system that is giving predictable, positive results. I am not changing anything, right? Yeah. And that is it. And as for this channel, man, I mean, I know, look, nobody's ever really gonna watch this. I'm doing it for myself, more like a log, a record of stuff. So I'm gonna try and be I've said every single dude that ever decided to make a YouTube channel in the history of YouTube. I'm gonna try to be more disciplined with the uploads. Whenever the hell I got something to say, I'll put it up. Because before, man, I was trying to do some stuff like I'm gonna build an audience, bro. Unless you're rich or good looking or you live in a cool place or you're surrounded by females or any combination of all these, nobody gives a flying fuck about you, bro. And I've stopped giving a fuck about that. So this is really for me. Yeah. And whatever brands I got, I'm just gonna put them up here so one day I can look back and be like, oh, well, what the hell was I doing around summer of 2026? Oh yeah, I was ranting about weight loss and other random stupid shit that pissed me off. Anyway, so that's it for now. I'm gonna keep it short. I don't want to freaking gap for no damn reason. I hate it when people do that. And I'll be out. See you freaking next time. And if you want to see the story about when I actually fell off the wagon and everything went to hell, you can see this previous video right here, wherever the hell, from like earlier this year. This is when I was struggling with it and I was feeling pretty down. And that's a whole other reason to keep documenting your life and keep documenting stuff because who would have thought back then how well things would have turned out now? I mean, sure, you can always hope, but it's always good to look back on things and be like, man, that's where I was. Look at that, and look what happened now. And then you kind of think about that, and you're like, huh, well, in the future, I'm going to keep that in mind, right? I can change any situation I want as long as I'm consistent. Blah blah blah. The point is, you learn from stuff. So if you want to see the story of where I was back then, you can click on this video and watch that. All right.